Ever feel like your business is, sitting on this mountain of data, but actually getting things done efficiently? It feels like trying to empty a bathtub with an eyedropper sometimes.
Oh, absolutely.
You can see the potential, right? The obvious wins are just sitting there, but actually sifting through it all and making changes, it just feels overwhelming.
That's a really common feeling. Being data rich but insight poor, we hear that a lot. Businesses have so much info, but without the right tools. It's like having a massive library where none of the books are sorted. You can't find anything.
Exactly. Well, in this deep dive, we're going to explore a powerful trio of technologies. Think of them as a shortcut, maybe, a way to turn that messy library into something really efficient.
Yeah, like going from feeling around in the dark to just flipping on the floodlights.
Nice, yeah. We're talking about process mining, robotic process automation, RPA for short, and something called augmented intelligence.
And these aren't just, buzzwords.
Yeah.
They really represent a smart way businesses can understand, streamline, and optimize what they actually do.
So our mission today is to kind of look under the hood, see how these things deliver real value.
And, crucially, how they fit together. We'll use some insights from an overview of Infor's solutions and a discussion on their Velocity suite. Real examples make it much clearer.
Okay, sounds good. So let's start with just seeing the problems. How do you find where those inefficiencies are even hiding? I like to think of process mining as like a digital detective for your business.
That's a great analogy.
It helps you quickly find those bottlenecks, those little hiccups that might be costing you time and money without you even realizing it.
Exactly. Instead of just guessing or asking people how a process should work, process mining looks at the actual digital footprints, your day-to-day operations.
Okay.
It builds a map, a visual map of how work really flows. It's like getting a GPS for your business processes. Shows you all the traffic jams and weird detours.
And this isn't just theory, right? Let's take Brynel's. Big name in firearm parts. They had real issues with their procure-to-pay process. Full cycle, ordering to paying. Right. And get this. They had a dedicated 12-person Six Sigma team. These are the experts, right? Trained in process improvement.
Highly skilled people.
And they spent months in meetings trying to figure out what was wrong. Progress was just slow.
Well, and that's often the case with traditional methods. Interviews, workshops, digging through data manually. It takes forever.
Right.
And you might only get part of the picture, or maybe even a slightly skewed view, like trying to understand city traffic by talking to just a couple of taxi drivers. You don't see everything.
Good point. So then they brought in Infor process mining. And here's where it gets really interesting. Suddenly, one user, just one person with this tool, they pinpointed the exact problem.
In their three-way invoice matching.
Yeah, that matching process. Within days. Not the months their expert team had been plugging away at it.
And that three-way match, just for context, it's super important. You're checking the purchase order, the receiving report, the invoice, making sure they all line up before you pay.
Prevents mistakes, overpayments, even fraud.
Right. So finding snags there is crucial. And what's powerful about the mining tool is the speed and the objectivity.
No more guesswork.
Exactly. No sifting through spreadsheets or relying on memory. They got a clear, data-driven picture of where that matching process was breaking down and causing delays.
And the results. Pretty amazing.
Right.
Faster identification meant faster payments. That actually strengthened their supplier relationships, which is a big deal.
Often overlooked benefit, yeah.
Plus, they're projecting, $1 million in annual savings?
$1 million, yeah. And Eric Simmer from Brownells, he put it perfectly. He said, before intra-process mining, identifying one issue took months. With it, we had actionable insights in a week.
Wow. Months to a week.
That quote just nails the impact, doesn't it? Identifying a key issue 97% faster and cutting the employee time spent on finding it by 83%. That's not a small tweak. It's a fundamental change.
So the big takeaway here for you listening is that process mining gives you this incredibly fast, accurate way to see how your core processes actually work.
Not just how you think they work.
Right. It shines a light on those hidden problems, saving you time, resources, maybe money you didn't even know you were losing.
Exactly. You move from just reacting when things break to proactively finding and fixing issues based on real data.
Okay, so great. We can spot the problems now with our digital detective. What's next? How do we actually, fix them, stop them from happening again?
Right. That brings us to the next piece, robotic process automation, RPA.
RPA.
So think of this as automating those those repetitive manual tasks that just eat up your employees' time.
The grunt work.
Pretty much. It's like having a tireless, error-free digital assistant. It frees up your team to focus on more valuable stuff, working smarter, not harder.
I like that. So it uses software robots, like actual robots.
Well, not physical robots, it's software. Lines of code or special platforms that mimic what a human does on a computer.
Oh, okay.
Things like entering data, filling out forms, moving files, handling simple emails across different apps. Your human team can then do the complex thinking, the strategy, the creative parts.
Makes sense. And the best tasks for this are the ones that are like the same every time, rule-based.
Exactly. Rule-based, high volume, repetitive. Those are the sweet spots for RPA.
Got it. And you mentioned ring container technologies.
Yeah, another great example. They manufacture and recycle plastic containers. Big operation. But they were really getting slowed down by paper-based processes. Lots of errors, too.
What kind of issues did that cause?
Well, something simple like answering a customer question could take hours, sometimes days, just because someone had to manually find the information, pull it together.
Ouch. In today's world, that's just too slow.
Totally. Speed and responsiveness are key, right? Those delays hurt customer satisfaction, make you less agile. Plus, manual tasks always have that risk of human error creeping in.
True. So they brought in Infor RPA. What happened?
The results were dramatic. A 96% improvement in customer resolution times.
96%.
Yeah. What took hours before now takes seconds because the bots handle finding and presenting the info.
Wow, from hours to seconds. That's incredible.
It really is. Think about the customer experience,
Yeah.
but also think about the time saved internally.
How much time are we talking?
Over 6,800 hours a year.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a massive amount of employee time they got back.
Hmm.
Now they can focus on, improving manufacturing, innovation, things like that.
Michelle Kelly, their IT director, had a great quote about this, didn't she?
She did. She said, "We don't grow with traditional resources. We rely on AI and automation to navigate and enhance our operations."
That really sums it up. Using tech to scale smarter.
Exactly. It lets you handle more work without just hiring more people for routine stuff.
Yeah.
You redeploy your human talent to things that drive growth. And honestly, people are usually happier when they're not doing mind-numbing repetitive tasks all day.
Good point. Okay, so the key takeaway on RPA. It's a powerful way to boost efficiency and customer service by automating the tedious stuff.
Right. Free up your people for work that actually uses their brains and skills. Leads to a more productive, maybe even more innovative team.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've used the detective process mining to find the problems. We've brought in the robot workforce, RPA, to automate the routine fixes. Now, how do we get smarter?
The intelligence layer.
Right. How do we use all this data, these improvements, to actually anticipate what's next, make even better decisions? That's where augmented intelligence comes in, you said.
Exactly. And this is more than just your typical dashboard showing past results.
Okay, so not just charts of what happened last quarter.
No. Augmented intelligence uses AI, machine learning, to analyze tons of data. It finds hidden patterns, spots anomalies, finds connections humans might miss. It adds that smart analysis layer, gives you deeper context, even some predictive power.
Interesting. So what can it actually do? You mentioned Infer's value plus insights.
Yeah, it can do things like flag weird activity in your financial close process, or track how customer order patterns are changing over time, or give you a much clearer picture of how your suppliers are really performing.
And it tailors this so different people see different things.
That's a key part. It's often role-specific. A supply chain director sees the supply chain view, right? A purchasing coordinator gets insights relevant to their job.
Makes sense. The right info to the right person.
At the right time, yeah. So they can make better, faster decisions.
And how quickly can companies get this up and running? Is it a huge, long project?
Well, that's another interesting point. Infor often has pre-built processes and tools that plug into their cloud suites. So they talk about days to value, not months.
Days to value. That sounds good.
It's a big advantage, being able to harness that intelligence quickly. And yeah, Value Plus Insights is part of their broader Value Plus offering, built on the Infor platform, using that advanced AI and machine learning tech.
Okay, so the takeaway here for you listening is that augmented intelligence can turn all that raw data you have into real, actionable insights.
Yeah, it helps you make smarter, data-driven decisions, lets you spot potential problems, maybe even opportunities proactively across different parts of your business.
So it's not just looking back, it's looking forward.
Precisely. Anticipating trends, optimizing resources, maybe dodging risks before they even fully form. It's about being proactive, not just reactive.
All right, so we've looked at these three pieces. Process mining for visibility, RPA for automation, augmented intelligence for the insights. But the real power, the magic maybe, is when they all work together.
That's absolutely right. That's the synergy.
You use the mining to find the biggest opportunities. Then you use RPA to automate and streamline those areas. And then augmented intelligence keeps an eye on things, monitors the impact, finds new opportunities, makes sure you're always optimizing. Is that the velocity advantage idea?
Exactly. It creates this virtuous cycle, continuous improvement, mining diagnoses, RPA automates the fix, and AI monitors and optimizes.
Diagnosis, treatment, ongoing health monitoring, kind of?
That's a good way to put it. It's not just fixing one thing. It's building a system for ongoing improvement.
So when they work together like that, what are the big wins for a business?
Oh, they're significant. First, huge boost in productivity. Less manual work, smoother processes. That naturally leads to lower costs, better efficiency.
Yeah. Okay.
Then, faster, more accurate processes. That means happier customers. Ultimately, this whole combination makes businesses more agile, more resilient, better able to handle market shifts or disruptions.
And that connects back to the Infor Value Plus overview stuff, right? Automating whole processes like invoicing, tailoring workflows, finding revenue opportunities you didn't see before.
Yeah, getting better vendor insights, speeding up your financial close. It all ties together when these techs work in concert.
It's about building a smarter, more automated operation overall.
The truly intelligent enterprise, yeah. Where tech helps across the board, driving efficiency and giving you a strategic edge.
So for you listening, thinking back to that feeling of being kind of overwhelmed or bogged down, this combination offers a really clear path forward. A way to really understand what's happening now, automate the drag, and get the insights to not just fix today's problems, but anticipate tomorrow's. Drive real improvement.
Yeah, moving from just managing the business to truly optimizing it.
Yeah.
Turning that data overload into actual intelligence and genuine operational excellence.
Okay, so wrapping things up, we've taken this deep dive into process mining, RPA, and augmented intelligence, especially how they work together, like in Infor's offerings, to really boost business velocity and efficiency.
Yeah, it's a powerful toolkit. Understand, automate, optimize, leading to real gains in productivity, cost savings, and importantly, customer happiness.
And as you're listening, I really want you to just take a second. Think about your own business. Where do things feel clunky or slow? Which processes?
Where could just seeing how work actually flows make a difference?
Yeah. And what are those routine tasks that just scream, automate me? Thinking about that is really the first step to unlocking the kind of potential we've been talking about.
Identifying those key areas where more insight, more automation, more intelligence could really move the needle for you on performance, on growth.
And just as a final note, Infor is a major global player in business cloud software. They focus on specific industries, user experience, data science, easy integration. You know, over 67,000 organizations use their stuff.
So if you are curious, if you want to explore how this might apply to your situation, their website, www.infor.com, is a good place to start.
Definitely worth checking out if you're looking to accelerate innovation and get that competitive edge.
Especially in today's fast-moving and, let's face it, often unpredictable business world.